Hey guys, today we're going to be learning how to change an air filter and a carburetor on a Briggs and Stratton motor. You can see the air filter is right here on top, and this is the carburetor. It's right under there. Okay guys, for now, to take off this air filter up here, all we've got to do is take off this big screw up here. So for that, we're going to need one flatheads screwdriver like that, one Phillips right there, one 3/8 inch just wrench just like this, and then we've got a socket wrench just like this, and this one is a 1/2 inch. So this 1/2 inch one is going to be used for this back hole back here. Okay, so the next thing you guys are going to do is just unscrew this with the flathead screwdriver. I'm not going to show myself unscrewing it because okay, so now I've gone ahead and I've taken off the air filter from off of up here on the carburetor. So I like to take off the screws and I just put them up in this little lining back here and all the little pieces just to keep them together. Now after you've got this, you're going to take this off and take out the sponge. Be gentle, make sure not to rip it, and look at it and see this one's pretty bad because it's got a bunch of junk and stuff in it. Make sure to get some Dawn soap, wash it all out, and squeeze it until no more black stuff's coming out. After that's done, let it out to dry, and once it's finished drying, usually about 2 hours, we're gonna take a little bit of oil and just pour it all over like the outsides and stuff, and then let it dry for a little bit longer, for about another hour or two. We're not gonna try to put on a lot of oil, just a little bit, and let it dry. You don't want to put it in while the oil's wet or the water's wet, or else that'll ruin it. So after you've done that, put it back in, and this, generally the oil and stuff and that gunk that'll get into here is because the lawnmower itself isn't on a nice flat surface when it's being stored. So it'll tilt and like oil will drip and gunk will get into this. So to make sure that this doesn't happen, just make sure that the lawnmower is on a flat surface, and that when you're storing it, don't tip it, or when you're mowing, don't tip it over for a long time. So take it and make sure that the engine's straight, not tipped over like this, because then all the gas and stuff and the oil will go over into. Okay, if you put back on your air filter and your engine is still not working, the next thing we're going to do is we're going to clean the carburetor. So now, the first thing we're going to want to do is see this back here, this big bolt. I like to take off this gas cap right here because it kind of gets in the way. And we're going to take this socket wrench back there. We're going to take this bolt off, and also there's another bolt right here. We're going to take the wrench and take that one off. Okay, so now that I've taken out both of these bolts, I'm going to pull out my engine my gas tank along with the carburetor, and see this tube should detach. So should that one. And then we're going to be stuck with this little metal hook attached to it. And you're going to want to be careful with this gas in here. So make sure, if you do have this gas lid, be careful to put that back on, and also make sure that it doesn't leak out. You might want to just empty your gas out before you do this, so you don't get it everywhere. But basically, we're going to have to get this little metal hook off, just by bending it out, just like so. There we go. And see how it's kind of bent back here? That's because I just ripped it right off. And that's how you're supposed to do it. And then right here, there's a little hole. Sorry, mine's kind of dirty, but this little hole right here, we're gonna put it back in. Now we've got that off. Now that we've got all these tubes and these springs and stuff detached, now is all we gotta do is we're gonna take. This is where our Phillips screwdriver is gonna come in. We've got all these little screws around here, and we're gonna take all 5 of these off and take this carburetor. Okay, so now what I've done is I've taken off these 5 screws, and now it should come off just like this. You should have 2 pieces. This long yellow one right here is when you click this red button when you're charging it up, choking it, ready to, so that way it can run. it's sucking the gas through back here. I'm not sure if the camera can focus in on it, but there's a bunch of little metal wires, like a little bit of a frame. There's a little filter, so that way junk doesn't go through. But if it's clogged, you can just wipe it out and blow it out using either an air blower, or you can wrap around with like a paper towel and blow through it to clean it out. Next, to clean the carburetor, I like to use this O'Reilly carbon choke cleaner. This stuff works really good. And now what we're gonna do is just spray it all around in there. So I'm gonna take off my little lid, and it should come with a straw. Get that in there so you can focus it right into where you want it. So I'm gonna spray it right all over here. Okay, that should be good. Now what you can also do with this carb cleaner is see how there's also a bunch of junk around the gas can and stuff. You can also use it to clean that and all around here. Okay, so now what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna put all of these pieces back in. Here's all my screws and stuff. I've got the gas tank, carburetor, and the air filter. I'm gonna put this all back in, and I'm gonna show you what a clean car. Okay guys, so now after watching this, I've put everything back on, and now if you want to start it, you see this button right here? You're gonna click it 3 times. Now, I've already primed mine, so I don't want to flood the engine, so I'm not gonna prime it, but if you have to prime it before you're gonna start. So now, you're gonna pull this back, well, hold down the clamp up here, this clamp up here. Now we're gonna pull that, and